Hi everyone, this is Charmander, and in this video, I'm gonna make suggestions for improving the game Doomsday Last Survivor while increasing the profits of IGG. So as you guys know, Doomsday Last Survivor ultimately is a business for IGG, and unless their revenue is gonna go up, any complaints or recommendation to make the game better is not going to happen. So basically, the suggestions I'm gonna be providing makes perfect sense both from an improvement in gaming experience for the current players of the game Doomsday Last Survivor, while also increasing the profits of the company IGG. My first recommendation is for the event Genesis War. I've mentioned this in the past, but one of the biggest problem right now is those who live in Western North America are kind of screwed into attending the main battle window at 14 UTC. And this is bad because a lot of the rich people that live in North America and a lot of the tech giants such as Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and Facebook are all located in Western North America. They are all between Seattle and California essentially. Not to mention Hollywood is also in California. So this is a huge demographics with a lot of money that's not going to be spending money on this game. They're going to be turned off spending money in this game because they can't even participate in all the events that's available in this game, mainly that battle window in Genesis War. Since IGG's goal is profit, then it would be wise to make the battle window accessible to the players of this region in order to maximize profits. Now, personally, I think that Genesis War should go back to having 2 battle windows. That way, players from different time zones can attend it. My personal recommendation is to have the first battle window at 3 UTC and the second battle window instead of 14 UTC, moving it to 15 or 16 UTC instead. Another option for Genesis War is to have the ability to just register for this event, just like Pompeii. That way, alliances can pick and choose which time slot they want to fight during the main battle window, giving players the flexibility to continue participating in this event, which in turn increases player retention, and if not increasing the amount of people that is going to be playing this game, spending money in this game, because you're not alienating a demographic that has a lot of money. Next, I want to talk about Archipelago Raid, and I do think this event is way too long. 5 days for Archipelago Raid is too long, and it needs to be shortened to 4 days. And one of the main reason is that not much happens pretty much on day 1 and day 2 of Archipelago Raid. So day 1 and day 2 should actually be merged into 1 day. This will essentially make phase 1 and phase 2 exactly the same, where they are both 2 days in length. When a game is boring, people are less likely to play it or they will get burnt. So keeping it exciting by only having exciting phases will keep player retention much better. And if you combine day 1 and day 2 of Archipelago Raid, there's also a higher chance of an early tower war happening, which is the main point of excitement in a lot of PvP events. My next recommendation is having a complete all pass to complete dailies and weekly events such as Bounty Ground and Water War. So many older players are burnt out from having to do these events on a daily and weekly basis and would be happy to pay for a pass that costs $5 to $10 to auto-complete them while receiving bonus items, much like the Radar Station Pass. This is a win-win scenario as players that likes doing Bounty Ground and Water War and dailies can just do them manually, while the majority of players that do hate them and they do AFK Bounty Ground, they completely skip Water War, can just pay the money to complete those events and dailies and still get bonus rewards. And the last recommendation I have for the game is actually the hospital, and currently the hospital nerf is not working out for the community. So I recommend either removing the nerf altogether, and if that's completely not in the books for IGG, then I do recommend at least doubling it to 1,000 helps per day. The healing nerf did not help the game. It just made the game worse for both the player base and also from a profitability standpoint for IGG. This is because a lot of whales end up quitting the game as a result of this nerf or plan on quitting. And less whales means less revenue for IGG. So if IGG is making decisions to increase revenue, then nerfing the hospital did the opposite of that, which is reducing the revenue. I understand the perspective that they want players to spend money to heal 400,000 of their troops by spending money to do that. And yes, there's going to be a small population that will pay that money, but overall, this nerf alienated more whales, which cost more revenue to actually decrease as a result. So reversing this decision and removing the healing nerf altogether, or at least doubling it to 1,000, might make things better for the player base and might help some whales come back to the game and spend money on this game to keep the game afloat and increase the revenue for IGG. And the last thing that I would recommend for IGG that's not going to cost much money and it's going to be helpful to a lot of alliances is actually to bring back the alliance mail. So the mail was removed in favor of having the alliance notice. So you can do alliance polls and alliance board, which is good. So it's definitely good to keep that. But the alliance mail is actually a lot better because you can store it in your books for future viewing. It also allows you to have a longer post so you can talk into detail about your battle plans or any communication that needs to be done within the alliance. So I thought it was a really bad decision to remove the alliance mail, and it should be easy to bring back because it was already implemented before. So it's not going to take a lot of time to just put it back, allowing teams to have the alliance mail back, allow them to share really long form battle plans in the alliance mail while still keeping the new alliance notice board just for quick messages and reminders. So those are my 5 recommendations on how to improve Doomsday Last Survivor and increase IGG's profit. I hope IGG gets a chance to watch this video and implement the recommendations made in order to keep the player base happy, which in turn will increase the profits of IGG. That's about it for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.